Hello, my name is Anthony Kutstaftis. Today I'm going to talk to you about the website I created using HTML on two-step authentication. Using cPanel, a web server that allows you to write code and access it on any computer, I was able to create a website from scratch. By scratch, I mean not using something like Google or any other website where you simply type everything into boxes and the website creates everything else needed to make a website. Using Khan Academy every week by watching videos, I learned that what HTML tags were and the importance of them with websites. I learned that closing your tags is also very important because if you don't close your tags, even your style tags, your website will not show up since the computer can't read your HTML. For my website, I had to make a banner and a logo by using Pixlr, which personally was not an easy task, but did so by watching video tutorials. My homepage, as you can see, has an abstract of my topic and my table of contents. For this video, I'll give you a summarized version of what my website says. Two-step authentication is simply when you use two different factors to log onto accounts, such as something you know and something you have. The purpose of my innovation is simply to make accounts that have sensitive and personal information more protected. Hackers can now use technology to crack passwords, however they can't magically obtain your phone. Using two-step authentication, a hacker would need your phone to get the code that website you're using to completely log in. The first picture you will see is simply an example of how this innovation is used. You'll receive a code on your phone that you'll have to type in. The second picture is a hacker who cannot now not access your account. That's thanks to the two-step authentication. The impacts of your innovation are all great. There's really no downside since it's protecting you. It's helped keep accounts more secure, not just for you, but for companies and even for the government. The first picture you see is a person getting a text asking if it's actually them logging on. And once they say yes, they're able to get into their account. The second picture is a graph that shows you how many people know about two-step authentication and whether or not they use it, which, as you can see, sadly very few people know of it or use it. The technical aspect of the innovation is pretty simple. A user simply interacts with two-step authentication whenever they log onto a site that requires it. The site will require a password and then most likely will ask for a code that will be sent to your phone. For how this innovation uses the data, it pretty much just checks to make sure that everything matches up to what's in its records. It first makes sure that your username and password match and then sees that the code that is entered is the code that actually was sent to the phone number that is in its records. I'd like to now show you a video I made using Photo Booth on my Mac. I asked one of my friends a question while recording it on my Mac and then simply edited it on YouTube and uploaded it. You about authenticated access to information, which is when an identity of a user, a system, or a service is verified, such as username password combinations, and your belief of the impact it has had on society.
Well, I feel like ever since technology advanced, I feel like there's a lot more safety involved when you're that will prevent hackers from getting into any files or banking accounts. As an example, they can text you a code that will help you get into your account and prevent hackers from getting in. Versus 10 years ago, it would be where they'd ask you, oh, what's your mother's maiden name? And if the hacker knows your mother's maiden name, it's kind of over with for you, which is horrible. I'm just logging into my Sakai right now to check my eCampus information and banking account.
To find all of this information out, I used several sources. However, my favorite one was Google's article on it. So thank you for listening, and check out my website for the more in-depth version.